Welcome to this series. I'm going to be looking at films that are classed primarily as Terry Gilliam films. So these are films that he's both written and directed and just regarded generally as being Terry Gilliam films. So I'm going to kick this off with a look at a film that I really couldn't remember much of. I remembered a bit of the beginning and I remembered a bit of the end, but the whole plot in the middle was really vague and I hardly remembered anything. And this is Jabberwocky. And I was thoroughly impressed by it. I found it really funny, and I wasn't expecting that at all. I was expecting it to start off a bit slow at this end of the series and get better and better. But yeah, it was great. And but this is Terry Gilliam's first film off the back of doing The Holy Grail with Monty Python. Due to budget constraints, and I guess coming straight off the back of that, it does have a fairly Monty Python feel to it, but you also get the sense that he was aiming, and actually succeeded, at doing a film that was a bit more fantastic, as opposed to a film that had gags just set in a time period. With Holy Grail, although there was some sort of a plot going through it, it was gags over storyline, to the extent where at the end the actors get arrested who are playing the characters that you've been watching all the way through, and so that really is the driving force. Whereas with Jabberwocky, you do stay grounded in this medieval world, following the main character Dennis as he sort of finds his way through a very disorganised environment, trying to make things better and just messing things up, and no spoilers happening, none, but it's very good. But the point is, it's a storyline from beginning to end, all the way through, and with every member of the supporting cast of driving that storyline, and not just having their own sort of elements happening throughout it. Now, over the years, Terry Gilliam's style has evolved from Jabberwocky, so it is a little bit more, I can't really say another word other than Monty Python, but I'm a huge fan of his style that he's developed, and to what it is nowadays. That when I was going to watch and review this, I was a little bit sort of concerned I was just going to be watching a Monty Python film, but in actual fact the humour in places was as grounded as it is sort of nowadays with his films, and I found that the silliness of it, because I like Monty Python, I mean, who doesn't, the silliness of it does fit really well, and the humour in Jabberwocky works great, from Dennis being love-struck by his love interest, certainly Griselda, who pays no attention to him whatsoever, to the point that she throws out a mouldy potato out the window and he takes it as a token of their love. And that isn't a spoiler because that happens very early on. And then you've got famous actors like Max Wall and John Lemaitre, I can't say his name, but from Dad's Army. Anyway, so they've got a bit of a comedy duo going on with the King, and John plays the Chamberlain, and it is really comical to watch, and I'd forgotten how funny that was, and I really enjoyed it. Terry Gilliam has said, possibly a little bit tongue-in-cheek, that he would like somebody to take his footage from the DVD and work it into a film that's actually good, but I think it works. I think it works mostly because the humour sort of makes the set pieces that maybe Terry Gilliam doesn't feel work. It makes it work out. You're a bit more forgiving, and you're blissfully ignorant, really, of this as you're watching it, because you just believe that the world that Terry Gilliam has presented you with is the world that Dennis lives in, even if you can take a step back and go, oh, well, that doesn't look quite right. I would really recommend this film to anybody who has a bit of a silly sense of humour. I do, and I really enjoyed it. It's not up there quality-wise with his most recent films, but it was the first film that he'd done. It's the first Terry Gilliam film, and I think it worked out really well, and it's such a cracking film. I would recommend buying it. Anyway, so that's really it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.